At the end of the deal, I netted right around $650,000 on a new construction project.
Hey everyone, Kevin A. Malsh, Pine Financial Group, where we work together so you succeed. I'm here with Travis Sperr today. We're going to be talking a little bit about his deal. If this is your first time seeing a video of ours, if you're on Facebook, be sure to hit the like button. If you're on YouTube, we'd love you to subscribe and hit like, and maybe hit that notification button so you know whenever there's brand new content. We're going to be bringing you some great content much more frequently now, and we want to do something a little different today. We want to talk to Travis about his most recent deal. As a real estate investor, I think it's super important that you hear what other investors are doing, and I think it's good to get to know us a little bit. We are investors. We're not just hard money lenders. We're out there making it happen. Travis, welcome. Tell me a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind, in case viewers don't know who you are.
Sure. As Kevin mentioned, Travis Sperr, Pine Financial. I've been working with Kevin for close to 9 years now, making hard money loans. And I think one of the things that's set us apart over that time is that we do also do deals. We don't just lend money. And I think it's good for our clients to know that and be comfortable with that, because sometimes we can give feedback on a deal that maybe they missed or we have experience with that they may not. So that's been really fun. It's been good to have some success in real estate investing, but also see a lot of our clients be successful in like projects.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I love this business, and I know you do too. And we've been doing a lot of deals and some together. And
Sure.
What's been fun for me, Travis, to watch is how you've just grown so much over this time. I remember you buying that first triplex that you own, and then you've gone on by other single family homes, which is fantastic. And I do a lot of that myself, but you've gotten a little bit bigger recently. Tell me a little more about what you're doing now.
Sure. So as Kevin mentioned, when I got into the business, I was buying rental properties pretty heavily after doing a few fix and flips. And properties were cheap; they cash flowed well. It was a good time. At about 2013, I thought, wow, I don't know how much longer this is going to go. So I transitioned my business to doing some new construction. Completed a project that Kevin, Justin, and I actually partnered on, and then I used the money I made from that to do the most recent deal that I just finished. And so the deal that I just finished was in the West Colfax neighborhood in Denver, just south of Sloan's Lake. And when I bought the lot over there, it was we were still kind of on the fringe of whether or not, how things were going to go. There was just a couple of new construction projects, but it was definitely kind of the next area in that neighborhood. And so I was able to buy a single family house on a decent sized lot, scrape that, and build 8 townhome units, all for sale product, for resale. And the market's been good, as the prices have been strong, and construction prices, although continuing to climb, we're still at a number where it made sense to build over there.
Okay, that's fantastic. So I know you did really well on this project, so I'm super excited for our viewers to check this out.
Sure.
Why don't you walk me through it? Where'd you even find a deal like this?
Yeah, so in real estate investing, real estate in general, your network is everything, right? And so the first deal that I did, which you and Justin participated in, the same person brought me this deal. And actually, this house was listed on the MLS. The person that I bought it from bought it for rough numbers around $390,000. They knew that lot size could be used for something significantly more than a single family house. So even though they bought it from the MLS, they turned around and wholesaled it to me for just over $500,000. So they found a deal on the MLS, were able to beat out other bidders, and sold it to me at an inflated price, but there was still plenty of meat on the bone to get the deal done. So I found it from my network, from a good colleague.
Okay, so you paid $525,000 for a house that your intent was just to knock over.
Right.
Okay, so walk me through the process. And you get to go through the city, you got to submit plans, and then
Sure.
you got this idea of these units you want to build.
So when the project was brought to me, I had basically a concept of what could be built on this lot, and 8 townhomes frankly fit pretty tight on the lot, but that's what the density would allow for. So that's the direction that we went for the 8 townhomes. So that's right. So once you get started, you have to go through the city. You have to make sure that what you're going to build will fit there. It would have been a grossly overpriced single family house if we couldn't build the 8 units that we planned to. And so as we get through permitting, planning, engineering, architects, all that stuff, the entitlement process, which in Denver takes about a year, 10 to 12 months to get to your permits. And then from there, you jump into construction. And construction takes about 10 to say 14 months, depending on the project, to get it completed. And that gave me the ability to deliver the product last fall.
Okay. And during the process, you're managing your contractor, and you're working with a sales team, I understand,
Sure.
to try to get these things sold. So When you got it built, how did that look once it was all constructed and you were done with that?
Sure. So as you go through the entitlement process, you get close to getting permits. That's when you would start working with contractors to start bidding the project out. Bid it to 3 or 4 local contractors, got the numbers back, went to some value engineering, what will work, what won't work, and some places where you can save some money. And so then once we start construction, we typically start pre-selling the units when you're at framing. It's something about the framing that when a potential buyer walks through, they can kind of see what it's going to feel like rather than looking at the plans. So it's pretty typical that you might pre-sell some units at framing, but the sales team is marketing on the MLS, also with a specific website and that type of stuff to draw buyers to the project. And then typically you kind of get a few more buyers at drywall. And on this project, we were fortunate enough to pre-sell all of the units before the construction was complete. The cool thing about that is once you get your CO, certificate of occupancy, you show up to the title company, you might sign 3 or 4 closing packages in one day. And that's a pretty good feeling.
That's a good day.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you close out the units, and then at that point in time, the contractor will handle punch list or different things like that as the people start to move into
So
the
it sounds like this went really smooth. Did you have any challenges at all with this project?
Yeah, I mean, when you're in the project, you feel like it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened or that happened. When you look back at the project, it's like, gosh, all things considered, that went pretty smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Had some challenges with labor, had some challenges with framing, nothing significant, just mostly delays and getting people to show up and getting them to finish when they say they will. So we delivered the first unit or the first building within about 12 months, which is pretty typical. The second building drug on a little bit, almost 75 days later. You would typically see that drag by maybe 30 to 45 days. So it drug out a little bit. The buyers get frustrated with that, but ultimately you have to finish a project before they can move in. So overall went really, really smooth. The pre-sales were good. We hit our numbers. Our price per square foot was right on. And what's interesting is I mentioned when I first bought this lot and built out this project, the numbers that we were getting on our units then is quite a bit lower than what people are selling them for now, just a few months later. And so I think that in some ways we kind of helped set the mark in that neighborhood, and that's pretty cool.
Okay. So we're going to wrap this up here, but I want to hear about the numbers.
Sure.
You brought that up. Why don't you tell us, how did you do on this project?
Yeah, so I bought the land for $525, which I mentioned previously. My construction costs were just under $2 million, and then you're going to have some additional financing costs, soft costs, and all of that. So I think all in, I was right about maybe right around $2.7 million, roughly. And my resale on the project was about $3.6 million. And so, I think immediately, wow, there's $1 million. Well, title has to get paid, real estate agents have to get paid, all of that. I used bank financing on the deal, so it was really capital intensive to get it closed. But at the end of the deal, I netted right around $650,000 on a new construction project. And those are the type of margins that we hope to see in the new construction projects.
Absolutely.
There's a tad bit more risk. Obviously, if I couldn't get the plans approved, if I had to build smaller units, if we didn't get the resale values that we hoped for in a neighborhood, which we mentioned at that time wasn't exactly booming. And so for those reasons, you got to make sure there's a lot of room in the deal. And because when you get a change order on a fix and flip, maybe it's $2,500, right? When you get a change order on a new construction project, it can be $20,000.
Right.
And so because of that, you got to make sure you have significant room in the deal.
So you did really well. Start to finish was 12 months, 14 months?
For construction, yep.
Yeah, okay. So $600 and something thousand on this project. For the viewer that might not be doing an 8-unit development, what advice would you give to them to help them at least get started? Like, what if they want to be you?
Well, you have to call my wife, I guess. For somebody who's looking at getting into this business, you're unsure. I mean, frankly, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't think I would be doing these type of deals. I was buying rental properties, I was doing flips, and through my network, I was able to find the right connections to get me to the right place. We're doing new construction project. I'm not out there swinging the hammer. I'm managing typically a pretty professional contractor who has good terms with his subs and that type of stuff. So I think relationship is number one when it comes to real estate investing. Who helps you find the deal, who helps you manage it, who gets you the right people, who gets you the right subs, the right financing. There's so many moving pieces. And if you don't have a great team around you, it's very challenging to be successful.
Great team. It comes up over and over and over, guys. You need quality people around you. Are you willing to take phone calls or help people out? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So if there's anyone, you're watching this and you think, gosh, that is very interesting to me, and I'd like to have a conversation about that, please give us a call at our office, shoot me an email. I keep myself pretty open to have these conversations. I'm not a real estate coach. I'm just a guy who does deals, and lends money. And so I'd love to look at your deal, help you, even if you're not in our market. It's fun to have those conversations and see people take their business to the next level also.
All right, visit us at pinefinancialgroup.com. But you know what might be kind of fun? Put a comment below. Tell us what you think about the video. If you have questions for Travis or myself, something we can help you with, help you further your career in real estate investing, we'd love to answer those. We are going to monitor both Facebook and YouTube. So be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, check us out, pinefinancialgroup.com. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.